Hawks learned from the hospital that Shiggy is having his operation at. Oh, that's right! He did. It was the fucking message that Shirakumo gave out. The hospital. He's at a hospital, which makes sense because of Ujiko. He's a doctor. He's a what looks like to be a surgeon. If Ujiko is the practitioner that examined Midoriya in the beginning of the show, which he looks like him, I don't see why it wouldn't be him. Why wouldn't he have a regular job? So and Shirakumo gave out the hospital warning back in the that episode. So if we could just pin that down using Hawks' knowledge and the knowledge we got from Shirakumo, if we can find where Shigaraki is right now, we can stop him from becoming unstoppable. Now, does this mean do I suddenly think that the heroes are suddenly gonna win? No, they're still significantly outgunned, but this can stop it from being just a complete loss of society entirely. Like, this is a huge thing. I can't believe we didn't think of this. God, I feel like we completely just dropped the ball here. Dark. But anyways. So Shigaraki's not there. He's not there. The League is, and I would assume Redestro? Probably? Anyways, big names are there. So if we can get a strike group to go there, and then if we can get somebody to go after the same place, but the hospital, if we can find out where Shigaraki is, where Ujiko is, and if we can hit those two places simultaneously, just like the Kamino ward, like we hit the Nomu factory, and we hit the fucking the League hideout, the League HQ. So if we can get that information, if we can hit them simultaneously before the 4 months, before they're fully ready to mobilize, we can hit them hard. Our power disadvantage, our numbers disadvantage can be mitigated due to the surprise nature if we can catch them off guard. So okay. But who do we send? Who do we send to who? No, yes. So we know that Redester's there. We know the rest of the League is there. So, where's Makia? I guess Makia would still be at that place. Because there's no way he wouldn't be able to hide in a city hospital. We have on one side... Okay, so let's call this... What do you call it? Compound. Let's call it compound. Compound, raid, hospital, raid. Okay, so who do we know is at the hospital? We know that Ujiko is there. We know that Shiggy is there. And if Ujiko is there and the testing table is there, whatever, that's almost probably certainly where the high ends are. So the high ends are there. That's a hospital raid. These are our targets. So at the compound, let's say we have Redestro, and let's face it, okay, if Compress on like no budget can get a fully functioning robotic arm, Redestro is gonna be walking around like fucking nothing happened. So we're gonna have to worry about a regular fucking Redestro. With everyone from the Pilf except Shiggy. Yes, that's the evidence I'm using, and I know you guys are still probably a little behind me. So Redestro is there, and he's probably gonna be just kind of normal. He's gonna have robo legs, or maybe like a Lego Yoda, the first game, not the new one where he has the cane. The first Lego game where he had just the hover chair. Would have been much better if we got this after MVA so you wouldn't forget. Yeah, that's true. But it's okay. I remembered it. So, Redestro. Now, Twice is here. I'm going to assume Makia is here. We have Toga, Dabi, Spinner, Compress. Probably should have just wrote it out. The League. Let's say How many people could fit in there? Let's say... And you know what? I think the viewer put it together. Let's say, how many people could possibly be in this one location? Let's say at most... It's a big, big building. It's like a convention, it's huge. Let's say, at most, let's say 15,000. Skeptic. Trumpet. Genten. He's gonna be an issue. Genten. Okay, but who do we send where? So, and which one is the more pressing target? Okay, so the more important target is the hospital. The hospital is the more important stop. So, we gotta send our more important people there. So, Endeavor. Well, who did we have on the Shiggy fight? Well, shit, but we also have the high ends here. Endeavor and the kids to Shiggy. I'm gonna be sending certain kids to Shiggy, which doesn't sound good. Okay. This actually makes our job kind of a little easier, especially because we know that if we can get Shiggy and the high ends in the tubes, like before the high ends are even turned on, this is starting to look possible. Okay, so let's see. But if he's in a city, we're gonna need to be able to do evacuations. Okay, so Endeavor is in the hospital raid. All the people on the Machia side are going to the fucking the compound, the mansion. Do you think there's a backup group in case shit goes to the fan? Honestly, if there had to be a backup group, it would be the students. Because let's be real here. Unless the student's quirk is like specifically tailored to just be perfect for this scenario and they absolutely need them, they're not gonna, these adults are not gonna let these children be on the front lines of this cataclysm. This war. The students are gonna get involved. Alright? Don't get me wrong, they're gonna get involved. But they're not gonna be on the front lines. At least not initially. Again, unless it's like, you know, someone who would be immediately useful. Like Todoroki, or let's see, who else would be, like, Juzo would be really good. Kinoko would actually be, she'd be fantastic here, actually. For, like, the minor people, just, like, fucking them all up. So but everybody else, in fact, honestly, their job should be, because, let's see, do we ever get any, like, establishing shots to, like, of the compound? Are they just, like, in the middle of nowhere? Would they take the kids or leave them behind? I think they're gonna take the kids. They wouldn't leave them behind. One, because they're licensed. And two, I think the kids, hold on, they're in a forest, so there's nothing around them. There's no need to evacuate anything. Okay, so then they would probably send the students. To the hospital area, because the hospitals are in metropolitan zones. You're not gonna have a hospital in the middle of nowhere; it'd be pointless. So we're gonna need the students on evac. Students need to be able to evacuate the citizens. So we're gonna be sending the majority of the students here. So to the hospital. I'm gonna leave some aside in case I need to throw them at, like, Machia, which I feel like we will need to do. So I'm gonna leave Juzo. I'm gonna leave Okay, so I'm gonna put... We need, like, immediate heavy hitters on the hospital side. Like, pros. Especially if we're doing... If we're banking on Shiggy not even, like, being ready to fight, we need people who can just kick his ass, like, before he's even, like, able to get his hands up. Same with Ujiko. I mean, I don't necessarily know if Ujiko can necessarily do anything, but still, I'm not gonna prepare for the worst. So, and especially since the high ends are here, we can also drive from the high end. So, Endeavor. Put Mirko here as well, because we saw her as someone very strong. She's top 5 hero, and, you know, if Dabi didn't want to have a chance, you know, didn't want to come close to dealing with her, she's on this side. I also want Edge Shot over here as well. If we can, let's get... Would Ryukyu be useful? Would Ryukyu be useful here? Because if it's like an... if it's a hospital, right? It's a regular-ass hospital. Which means they're not doing this in a regular fucking room. It has to be, like, underground. So, would Ryukyu be useful? Because she's really big. Deku Bakugo Todoroki. I like Todoroki being on the Machia side, and I don't want Deku to be anywhere near Shigaraki. But the thing is, if Shigaraki's not ready to fight, that changes things. So I'll put them on the hospital side. I'd prefer to have Todoroki. I personally would prefer Todoroki to be on the mansion side. Especially because Dabi's over here. And Dabi's not Suo. Didn't want to spoil you guys, but there it is. Let's grab Gang Orca. Because, again, he hits hard, but he's also got that discombobulation. So if Shiggy's already not within it, One for All. They don't know about One for All. But, I mean, they know that Midoriya can hit like a truck. And still, he's a student, and we gotta evacuate. So they're gonna bring the students in there, and probably like the low-tier sidekicks to help evacuate the city, and then they're gonna... They're gonna go after Shigaraki. So this is the longest arc. By a good margin. Shiggy's not just gonna be taken out. It'd be a little anticlimactic, especially after MVA. Now, whether or not he's gonna get all for one, or not, or even be ready to use it, Shigaraki's not gonna just lose immediately. And even if he does, Ujiko is going to be able to get like a last-minute message to Machia, and Machia is going to just run across the entirety of Japan, destroying everything in his path, getting to fucking Shiggy. So Shiggy's going to fight. Shiggy's going to fight. So the question is, how much damage can they do to him before he's, like, fully good? This, of course, again, is all going off the idea that we have gotten there ahead of time enough to where Shiggy isn't ready to just destroy everything, right? So, can we do enough damage to him to minimize the damage he can do. Really, my question is, who's dying? Okay, so L, what the doctor is doing him, the upgrade. Now, we've all kind of just assumed that's all for one. Which, in of itself, is an upgrade enough. But the thing is, he said that he was going to be the perfect being, right? So, it would not surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all if they do the same thing to Shigaraki. We talked about this already. They did the same thing to Shigaraki as they did to the USJ Nomu, where they made him naturally strong. I guess, yeah, so MVA's darkest point being Tenko's backstory, I'm assuming that we're not going to get Midoriya accidentally unleashing Black Whip and whipping apart some of 1A. But, like, I meant, like, are people going to be hurt, or are people going to be dead? So people are going to die. People are going to die. Okay. So yeah, it's gotten to that point. It's gotten to that point. We can do that next reaction, like, officially. We can do it next to reaction officially, but we have to create a Deadpool now. We have to create a Deadpool now. And things aren't looking good for Aizawa. We get a cool little level of backstory with him that's made even better if you've read Vigilantes. He's one of the most sympathetic characters in the game. In the show. He's also a fan favorite. And he has one of the only abilities that can really be useful against Shigaraki. It's not looking good for our homeroom teacher. I would say between faculty of UA, it's also not looking good for Present Mike or Midnight. Present Mike, because again, he's like a fan favorite of the teachers. He's fun. He also has that connection to. He also has that connection to. Aizawa and Shirakumo. And Midnight, because she's a fan favorite, she has a good connection with the students, and she's someone that we could lose, and have it be very sad, but not have it be, like, necessarily, like, detrimental to the story, like losing, say, Bakugo or All Might. Now, we're going to lose All Might eventually, but that one's a lot bigger for the story. Midnight is a great kill, because someone who can die, but not somebody who is, like, not, like, the biggest name in the story. I'm gonna have to say the same thing about Gran Torino. Especially given Gran Torino's connections to Nana Shimura, and obviously Nana Shimura's connections to her own grandchild. Shiraya dies? Nah, I'm just playing, I know. Yeah, kind of. Kind of like that. Joe says a top 10 hero will die. And I agree with him. I guess the hot ticket item for death would probably be Mirka. Because she's really hot, cute, brand new, and a lot of people like her. Mirko would probably be a good one. Though I guess, like, if we had, like... Oh, also Ryukyu. That would be another midnight kind of loss, because Ryukyu has had a lot of development. People really like her. She has a lot of interpersonal relations with the students, with Tsuyu, Nejire, and Uraraka. So her death would mean a lot. But the story could go on without her. So she's a good death. And I guess we could just get rid of, like, Wash or Crust or... Ooh, Fat Gum! That's another good one for death. Again, not that I want these characters to die, but it'd be sad. It would be sad. Ooh, and 13. That's a good death. Oh my god! Oh my god! If this is like a big push, like a big push, like Hero Society, like we're gonna really bring in all the stops. You know what that means, right? If we're getting like every hero, could we see Native again? I would love to see Native again. I would love it so much. I want Native to fight Slide and Go. I want that to be a big epic fight. The top of the top versus the bottom of the bottom. A true underdog story. Joseph, you cannot tell me what to do. Okay, so... let's go with, hero deaths, villain deaths. Because we're gonna have to have some villains die. Well, I guess not really, because we're heroes. Heroes don't kill. But I'll tell you what, one of them has to go. And let me tell you this, it's gonna be sad as shit when he does. But a villain that has to die is Twice. He either has to be, imagine because Redeemed and he gets out of native tier and we stop calling it that. No, native tier will always be native tier, even if native's not in it. If native gets out of native tier, it's still native tier, but our boy wouldn't made it out. But Twice has to die. And we're gonna say die, and death will typically mean death, but I would count, like, what happened to Lemillion as a dying. Basically, a removal of their typical character from the story, or the way that their functions. So Twice, as he is right now, cannot remain. He is going to die. Whether that is death, or a quirk destroying bullets, or we get like a telepath in the team and they just, you know, they just brain fry him so he's alive but he's a vegetable. Whatever. Twice is on my hit list. I don't like it. I don't like saying that. I don't want Twice to die. I love Twice. I think he's great. He's funny, and his relationship to the League members is so good. I love it. I love how much he cares about the League. He's going to die. He has to. He has to die. Again, die in quotations, whether that means his life ends or his effectiveness as a combatant is removed, his quirk is gone. Whether Twice dies but Ubagawara is still around, he has to go. His quirk is too game-breaking. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Rhett, what about Midoriya, or All For One, or Shigaraki? Their quirks are overpowered to the nth degree. They're the most powerful people in the entire show. Shiggy's not overpowered. Twice isn't overpowered. Twice is story ending. Now, this all goes out the window if he actually can't do that anymore. Like, if it was, like, a one-time for my friends, I can't do that again, I can't risk it again, kind of thing. Like kind of what we saw in the last episode. But if not, if Twice is still able to go, he's gone. He has to go. Oh, okay, so... Twice could theoretically create thousands of Machias. Exactly. He has to go. Thousands of high ends. Thousands of Shigarakis. Thousands? Millions. He create millions. So, wait, have you addressed how the legit heroes will deal with those, like, Slide and Go, who are heroes, but also PILF members? That's a good question. Because right now, we've seen 2 Traitor heroes. Slide and Go. And Random Guy in the beginning of MVA. They wouldn't have his durability. They would have Machia's power. They would not have his durability. Oh, and that's what I was given some examples of what you think could happen if the war ends in villains getting the win and damaging your society starting downfall. Oh, well, first off, what I was going to say about the Traitor heroes is that the main issue with Traitor heroes isn't going to be like, oh my god, it's Gang Orca, oh my god, it's Death Orbs, oh my god, it's Slide and Go, oh no! No, it's going to be the aftermath of Fallout, right? How many of the heroes are going to be... Oh, cool, it's 6 a.m. there. It's midnight here, almost. I'm sorry, Hashir. I'm sorry. But don't worry, it's all going to YouTube. It's all going to YouTube immediately. Which I guess you should know because you're on YouTube immediately. So you'll be able to catch it up. But so the Fallout really is what's gonna matter. Because even if the heroes still lose, right? Even if we win. Even if we win, the heroes are still gonna lose. So long as Shigaraki wakes up. Because if he wakes up, puts his hands on the table, whatever. Puts his hands on the medical bin, whatever, the cryopod, whatever the hell he's in. And even if the city gets evacuated, which I'm sure it's going to be, this city, like 8 city blocks, whatever, the 60%, 50%, 40% of the city gone. Hero Society is done. At least in Japan. No one's gonna be able to, like, without an All Might? With the... This is where it's happening! This is where it's happening! Okay, notes. Okay. Ever since the second episode of Season 5, ever since then, the moment we even started speculating about Dabi and Toya, we were talking about it, and Gabe was of the idea that you know, Dabi wanted to just kill him, Endeavor, for whatever he did. And we were talking, and I thought if I was Dabi, and I wanted revenge on Endeavor, if I was actually Toya, if I wanted revenge on Endeavor, I wouldn't just hurt him, because that's not good enough. I would want to topple him at his highest and have him hit the floor at its hardest. So if things are at the fucking worst they've ever been, but Endeavor has kind of built himself up as this new #1 hero ever since the high-end fight, and, you know, his building up of his perception, he's becoming that symbol of peace for the world. If he's there, and he is kind of our #1 guy in this, and he's fighting Shigaraki or whatever, and he's doing everything, and then Dabi, oh my god, he has all these resources now too! Oh my god! He has fucking Feel Good Inc, Detronet, these fucking things! Like, he could get this on fucking television! If he like goes to Endeavor and he's like, yo, motherfucker, I'm Toya, And you did this. It's done. It's done. It's over. It's absolutely... Hero Society is never coming back. Unless Midoriya is able to just become the ultimate symbol of peace in the future. It's going to be so irreparably damaged. It's never going to be the way it was. Ever. Because not only is the city gone, not only did the heroes lose, not only were they infiltrated, not only were, you know, children involved, not only all this, but our symbol of peace created this, married for this quirks and did such awful things to these children. Because Toya would know. Toya would know what Endeavor did to his children and to his wife. And then, oh, look at me. Look what you created, Endeavor. This is you. That's it. It's gone. It's done. That's where it's gonna happen. That's when it's gonna happen. You can add this for the Season 6 Sir Nighteye challenge. Toya. Reveal. Yeah, take that to the bank. There would be no better time to do it. There would be no better time to do it. And now, because now he has like Feel Good 8 stuff. He has Detronet. He has all this stuff. It's gonna be an entire... Okay, so Ruby, RWBY, Ruby. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I used to be. Not the biggest fan. Writing's not that great. It's honestly not that good. But one thing that I think they did great, right? Volume 3. It's the best volume. No questions about it. One of the things they did there was they took the standard school formula. And not only did they topple it on its head, but they were done with it afterwards. The school was kind of done. Because we're no longer in an environment where a school is good or applicable. Not that the school is good. That's bad phrasing. But I mean, like... But, like... They changed up the formula because of this dramatic event. It wasn't just, oh no, anyways. It was, oh no, now we have to deal with this. So if Season 6 of My Hero Academia is the Ruby Volume 3, where the structure, would it even be My Hero Academia at that point? Would it just be My Hero? Like, would there not be a school left? I don't see how there could be. I honestly don't see how there could be. Yeah, how many ways can Deku become the greatest hero? Well, for one, if there's no other hero left. If he's the only hero, he's the best hero.